Hi everybody, it's Kat and I am going to be making another vegetable stew. Haven't made one in about a week and I just need to put a whole bunch of things together, and believe it or not, I need to clean out my refrigerator. So I am going to get to doing that, and also I've got some veggies that I found in there that I really don't want to go bad. I don't want to throw them out, so I'm going to make a stew, and I don't know, maybe we'll call it a refrigerator stew. So anyways, here's what I'm putting in it so far. Okay, so far what I'm going to be putting in there is I'm going to make a mirepoix out of a couple of onions. I'm going to get all this washed, and then I'll dice these up, and this up, and some carrots up, celery and carrots, and I'm going to cook them together in some veggie broth. And then I've got squash, I've got yellow, I've got 2 zucchinis, I've got some brown mushrooms and corn, a couple of corns, which I'm actually going to cut the grains off of them. I've got a beautiful red pepper, and I've got a bag of kale that seems to be getting a little bit old, and I just really don't want to throw that away, so I'm going to be putting that in the soup as well. I've also got a can of organic diced tomatoes. And then I've got some red split lentils to help thicken it up, because they're split, so it'll make it nice and thick in the stew, and it'll add some protein in there, and it'll make it really pretty. And then I'm also going to be using some parsley and also some basil. Okay, so since I don't want to stand here all day just chopping onions and crying and all of these little things here, I want to get moving with my life. I am going to throw these in the food processor and then sweat them in the vegetable broth, and then I'll throw these in the food processor and chop them up, and then I'll throw them in as well. Okay, so here are the onions, and they are in the vegetable broth, and I'm just going to cook those down a little bit while I cut all of the other stuff up. Alright, so everything else is in here, not the zucchini and stuff, just the mirepoix. And I added the peppers, onions, celery, and carrots, and I'm cooking that down just a little bit before I add everything else. And I know it's cut up kind of crudely, but you know, it's quick. And I think what I'm going to do with these is that after it's all done, I think what I might try to do is just kind of like put it in the blender and whip it down to a bisque, and you know, just kind of like a vegetable thick bisque. I gave a whole bunch to our older son, and we're trying to get his roommate to eat a few more vegetables, and he didn't eat the last soup because I think he saw all the vegetables. Okay, so in go the zucchini and the yellow cooked neck squash, and then I've got some mushrooms that I chopped all up. My husband loves those mushrooms, and they're so good for you. And then I'm going to also put the corn in right now, which I cut off of the cob. Just make sure you get all the little corn hairs off, because that's kind of stinky. Okay, so instead of making a bouquet garni where you just put it in a cheesecloth and let the herbs diffuse into the soup, I'm just going to put them in this little bullet, and I'm going to grind them, and then I'll add them to the soup for some flavor. Okay, there go my tomatoes right on top of the herbs. And now I'm going to start adding all of this kale. Okay, so I am now I've just added in a couple of unsalted vegetable stalks, and I thought these were organic, but these are not organic, so I'm going to have to look out for that next time. But I'm using them, and I'm going to actually add the 2 cups of red split lentils, and I'm going to stir all those in a minute. It's going to make it pretty thick. But I'm also going to add about a quarter cup, not a quarter cup, that would be a lot, half a teaspoon of white pepper, and then a teaspoon and a half of the garlic powder, and then I'm going to just put this in here, and I'll mix it all in together in a minute. And then I'm going to throw in a couple of bay leaves right up on top after I'm done mixing that in, and you're going to take these out when it's all done. Alright, so there it all is in the pot as it's just starting to cook. Okay, so it's all done, and here are the bay leaves. I've taken them out, and it's just Look at all this. Oh, all this beautiful goodness. My house smells so incredible right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cool, and then I'll start processing it into the blender to make the bisque. Okay, blended some up, and got some veggie bisque right here. A little frothy right there, but it's really good. I'm just going to do that to part of it because my husband likes to see the vegetables in the soup, so he doesn't mind it. All right, everybody, there you go. Let's call it Garden Bisque. Let's not call it refrigerator soup because that doesn't sound very attractive. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Friday, and this is a good way to get those hidden veggies in for your family. Extremely tasty. All right, and no fat. All right, have a great day.